And on the
Well, then
way
you went
home,
to McClarksville exit.
yeah, then we stopped at a Dairy Queen in Sellersburg. And then we took the back roads home.
Yeah, so it's like 30 minutes. So you drove past my childhood home.
Yeah, oh, did I?
You went to Frederick's.
We did. We thought of you. Oh, okay. Hi.
You guys ready to get started?
Oh, yeah.
She leaves out tomorrow morning.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I pledge my head. Oh, that's 4-H pledge. I'm sorry. Different meeting.
All right, so tonight we have two guests. We actually have three. Lindsay or Kevin, do you guys have anything you want to touch on really quick before we have a lady calling in at 6:10? She's a special guest, so I didn't know if you wanted to.
The only thing that I wanted to talk about was the 3 to 5 year
Okay.
packet that you guys,
Yeah.
but it might take longer than 10 minutes, so
Okay.
we can wait for that.
Okay. All right, so we'll try to get through this pretty quickly. The invasive species lady supposed to be, that's not her, is supposed to be calling. So basically, long story short, she works with a lady named Robin, or they have worked together before in the past at Camp Atterbury. She's a biologist, and they have reserved federal funds to give the park board to work on invasive species issues. They also have some particular program that works with homeowners also. So if they want to be part of it, they can, but it would all go underneath the park board. So basically they come in, they identify, they help not only residents, but also community members in the parks to identify invasive species and how to treat those. So it's something that they've been wanting to give us, but we just haven't connected with them. So Phil Montarsi made that connection. We walked around the trail, we walked around the garden. They were looking at stuff that, like, on the sides and here and there, and like, oh, that's this and that's this, and I have no idea what they're talking about. But they kind of explained, you know, kind of going, I know we're not going there yet, but this 3 to 5 year plan, when you're on a park board, you have to look at all of the surroundings, and it's not just the parks, you have to look at the whole ecosystem. So that's kind of part of it. So looking at, you know, just the invasive species, plants, and what bugs should be here and which ones shouldn't, and birds and bees and all of that stuff.
Okay, we already have somebody coming on June 25th that the Johnson County Purdue Extension Office arranged for us to have a weed wrangle in through the trail.
They'll probably work with them.
Okay, so I need to know who your people are so they can talk to our people.
Yeah, they're probably all.
They
under the
probably
same
are.
thing,
I don't
yeah.
know. I don't know.
But basically what they do is they come in and they say, okay, here's this federal money. We need to see how many acres of invasive species land you have. And then we gather volunteers. And that can be from Purdue, that can be from the community, wherever. And then we do like a weed pull day, or they may say, you can't pull these. Like there's gonna have to be like a natural kind of spray or something that has to be used to kind of get rid of some of this stuff.
So do you know when the people you're talking to are coming in?
She's gonna be calling here hopefully
Okay.
in the next few minutes, so she'll present.
Yeah, I didn't bring that information with me. Mike can find it on my phone as to
Okay.
who that is that's coming on June 25th.
Okay. Yeah.
Beavers.
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 What's her first name?
I don't know.
Okay, let me look. I can find it.
Yeah, this lady, she,
So is she giving us money? How much?
it's $195 per acre, and she's added 17 acres so far.
$195
Per
per
acre.
acre.
Wow.
Wow.
It's,
She does not want to, she said, I do not want this, she'll explain it when she calls, but she does not want the money going back to to the federal government. She's like, we need to spend it, and this is what it's for. We've been reserving it for the park boards. So.
The lady that's coming to do our weed wrangle is Blair Beavers. Yeah, at the IASWCD.
I have a question. So, because I work in Camp Atterbury, there are loads of areas where people cannot touch any of it. You can't mow, you can't spray, nothing. So are we gonna have areas around here where it's completely overgrown because there's a weed or something that they don't want? I don't know. She's
Okay.
an expert. Okay. I'm like, you're not sure. Yeah, because there's areas outside of the fence, and it's right for the bridge when you're going towards Edinburgh, where it says you can't. It's a natural habitat. Yes.
Right.
Yeah, they don't want you to touch it with anything, and with walking on it.
And plus, it could be for security reasons too.
Well, outside the fence, it wouldn't be for.
Probably for like the deer.
Have you seen it this year? They ain't paying no attention to that. It looks terrible.
The fencing,
No, ma'am, the area that's supposed to be the wildflower.
oh yeah, they won't do it, like, when inside the fencing, like, we couldn't spray because we can't use like pesticides or anything because.
But it hasn't been tended. I mean, even wildflowers have to be tended.
Oh, well, I don't know.
Catherine, would this apply to the area at the ballpark on the hill? Did y'all go down there?
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, because there's really not, there's only maybe 3 trees. Everything else is just kind of overgrown stuff, but I'm not a plant person, so I don't even leave it up.
Okay.
But we'll come in and just identify every single thing, and then, clean it, yes.
Johnson County used to have a weed board. Most of that authority was transferred to the trustees after the weed board was disbanded. The big ones in Johnson County are multiflora rose, Johnson grass, and
Sudan,
thistle.
and Russian thistle. All the farmers used to get flagged for that, yeah.
You should see this handout that they have. I don't have it. Philmont Parsons got it, but they've got everything that's invasive, and one of them's honeysuckle. I'm like,
Japanese.
Japanese, yes.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's hard to determine because they both look identical. So, but yeah, there's a lot, and it really just goes back to, helping the whole ecosystem and, making sure, the birds have what they need, and, we're reducing the bugs. Because a lot of, this lady will explain too, she's really neat. She was a biologist for Atterbury, and I don't know what her long title was, but that was basically it. And her husband works with birds. Like right now, they're out tagging birds. They work with bats and everything. So, but they talk about, the bugs and plants and how it's all connected, the whole ecosystem, and how it's important we keep everything cleaned up. So
Good.
Yeah. So she should be calling here in a little bit, and then we'll just keep going. Does anybody else have any questions about that? It's pretty exciting.
It is.
Does the money have to be spent this year? Like this fall? Okay.
The next thing on here was old business. It's signed for garden, dog park, and ball field. And Lindsay was checking to see if they
Yeah,
had any.
he said I just sent a screenshot of what you said instead of me trying to type out a text message, and he said, I don't have any of those signs. So did they just get purchased, or what?
I think there's a delay in the order going out, but yeah, Erica placed the order and then we just don't have them yet.
Okay.
I think it's with the company that makes the signs.
I was
We
curious.
use, yeah, like the one that made the dog park sign. I think it's that same guy. I'm not sure what his turnaround time is usually. Your garden sign is on there.
When we wanted some signs around the bee box, leave the bees alone.
Yeah.
Buzz
Oh, happy thank you.
I like that.
Speaking of the bee box, Jason Sneed, one of our water guys, I don't know if he has any interest, but it has like his own, like, bees, he's like a beekeeper, I don't know the technical term.
Hobby beekeeper, yeah, it's
Yeah,
awesome.
you are too? Perfect.
Great. Jeff and I are reading Bees for Dummies, so I'm just saying. We are
There's supposed
stepping out of our comfort zone here, but they seem happy. They're staying, they're doing their own little thing, they're going off, and Jeff and I sat and watched them a little while this afternoon and learned their pattern of coming in, and there's a certain pattern of all that they do to get in there. Anyway, we're excited but scared.
Did they have to like use that spray to calm them down?
Smoke,
Smoke.
spray, smoke.
That's right. And don't freak out, because they start stinging.
Oh, no. Jeff has a full suit. I have a half suit.
I don't wear a suit, I just smoke and try not to freak out.
They were so relaxed.
They just
the
they
other
crawl
morning.
all over you.
The other morning, the beekeeper that we got this stuff from brought him in, and he had not smoked his bees.
Mhm.
And that's the reason smoking is good for you. Calming you down. And he got stung, like he said, 20 times.
Oh.
And so he smoked our bees, and they just were so happy, you know. And they went over and got in their little box. It's just smoke. There's so much interesting information about that. But anyway, yeah, we're good.
There's supposed to be a documentary on TV about the bees.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but yeah.
Have you
I
seen
want to
the-
see it. I want to, but I haven't seen it.
The bee box, the new bee box they put in at the White House looks like the White House.
Mm,
And it's,
cute.
yeah, very
Cute.
cute.
That's cool. I didn't know you worked with bees.
Yeah, my uncle farms 900 acres and everything has
So you
bees on
got the
it.
bees. You gotta go check the bees
And
out.
and increases yields and doesn't use any insecticides.
We were out there last night for the dinner and the bees were great.
They don't care. They don't bother you if you don't bother them.
There's a lot.
Exactly.
They have to have water or something, keep them close, right?
Water,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they like to have bodies of water.
Yeah.
we got that.
Otherwise they'll swarm, go someplace else to look for water. Yeah.
So Kim and I had a vision of planting the one raised bed that's closest to the bee box with flowers that the bees love. And then Eddie Fisher rented the bed today.
Oh.
Well, maybe we'll be growing some pizza in there.
Pardon?
Maybe we'll be growing some pizza in there. It's Eddie, right?
Eddie Fisher, the
Eddie's
pizza
Pizza,
guy.
yeah. We can grow some pizza plants in there.
We'll grow pizza.
Haha. But I did know that about Jason Sneed, and I would love to touch base with you and him, and we'll take all the help we can get. We are not proud. Jeff fell asleep last night reading Bees for Dummies.
Aw.
You might be running late. I was just. Hi, Dawn. It's Catherine. Good. Are you ready to give your presentation? All right. Well, if you just want to introduce yourself, I'm going to put you on speaker. All right. Can everybody hear?
Yep.
Okay. Go ahead.
Wonderful. Well, thanks for having me, Catherine. I appreciate it.
Mhm.
My name is Dawn Slack, and I am currently the project manager / coordinator for a project that is statewide called the Indiana Invasives Initiative. One of our projects is called an America the Beautiful grant. We're partnering with Camp Atterbury, and we are engaging with landowners in around Camp Atterbury to manage their invasive plants and plant native. Most of the time, when folks join us in this, we give them $195 an acre so they can work on their area managing those invasives. That's kind of the big elephant in the room. Everybody likes to plant a native, but they often forget in order for those natives to thrive, they've got to remove the invasives. So that's our program. Talked to Catherine about this and really was hoping that you guys would want to come on board with us.
So, what do you think?
I already know.
Yeah. I mean, do you have any questions?
Just the question that I asked earlier.
Okay.
Just that, having worked at Camp Atterbury, there's a lot of areas that cannot be mowed or anything, so I just want to make sure that Well, it's important, I think the work is important, I just wanna make sure that our parks are not gonna be, that we can't mow them, or that they're just way overgrown, stuff like that, that's all.
Did you hear?
I think I got most of that. She was concerned that either it's an unmowable area or they're very much overgrown. And this will look, I'm gonna interpret that a little bit, look intimidating. And so that's completely understandable. We do teach people. I am a restoration ecologist. I've been doing this for about 39 years, and I used to be the director of stewardship for the Nature Conservancy, as well as work for very large military bases. So we do teach people how to do this. We don't just give you the money and let you be on your own. We will be right there step-by-step teaching. We offer a lot of free workshops, and we teach people how to do this. So I'm happy to engage and do that. If you guys want to kind of help us manage some of the basics.
Now, I think the other part of that question was some of the land, like at Atterbury, they don't touch or mow because it's maybe protected, or is that, are you familiar with that, or?
Yeah, I used to work at Atterbury. I was a resident endangered species biologist. So there are areas, now we're not asking you guys to go on Atterbury.
Right.
Atterbury does their own thing. They have their own management programs. So we're asking the neighbors around Atterbury to manage their land. Atterbury itself does, they are required by federal law to manage for resident endangered species. That is a law. And since I used to work for the military, I know that is true. That doesn't mean they touch every square inch. And we don't expect you all to touch every square inch. But creating those pockets of native habitat goes a long, long way. Most of the people really understand. And so that's what we teach. Let's pick some areas, some community common areas there at Princess Lake. And let's work on those. And let's see if we can get those a little bit under control. We're not saying we're going to get rid of the basics forever. And we're not saying this is easy.
Right. Awesome. Anybody have any other questions?
What area would this be done in?
So some of the areas we talked about were the hillside by the ball fields.
Yeah.
And then we can also look at, some areas like in the trail, and then maybe near the garden area that, like the tree line there. And then Dawn, what other areas were you also suggesting? Because you did mention like people that, like their actual houses, we can be on board with it too, correct?
Yes, absolutely. You got one there. She has about an acre, so we gave her a full $195, and we walked with her and showed her how to manage her property.
Yep.
She then introduced us. So landowners within the area, within Princess Lakes, can participate, as well as the common areas, and we can work out how to do that. But ideally, what we would do is I would come and meet with those that are interested, even in their own space, as well as Catherine and those that are going to help kind of think about managing the common areas. We'd all meet at one time. I dive into the program, kind of show you what we do and what I would expect from you. Because there is a little bit, I expect you to do the work within a certain amount of time, and I'm not going to make it unreasonable, I promise. I'm not giving you a wealth of information, a wealth of money here. So we're going to make it doable for everybody. With the concept that we're going to learn together, and we're going to do this long term, and we're going to give you a little bit of seed funding to get you started.
Okay. That sounds good.
Would you be able to come to our community and let us host like a meeting where we invite the public? We invite anyone who's interested to come and hear your presentation, and then we go from there?
Yes, that would be perfect.
Can you do Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9:30?
Let me, normally I can do a Tuesday, so I will kind of look ahead here and give, let's see, it would have to be in June before I could get there, but I could definitely do the 9th. I can do the 16th, those are both Tuesdays, and I can do a 9:30 meeting on both of those days.
And the reason that's structured that way is we try to, in the community garden, the Wilderness Trail, include the public at an educational hour at 9:30 Tuesdays and Thursdays. One of our neighbors down here, one of our community folks, is the Terra Substance Abuse Clinic, Treatment Center. I'll get it out right in a minute. And it's ladies, and they have opted, we have a relationship with them. They come to the community garden, and we've talked through all kinds of things. Composting, worm castings, anything that's related to them learning how to be a part of a community. So maybe when they get done with their substance abuse treatment, they go back to their own community and they find a different group of people to be with. Us kind of holistic gardening kind of people. So
Awesome.
I absolutely could do that, yes. I'm gonna put a placeholder on those, and we can shore those up. And, maybe next week or something, but I've got the 9th and the 16th marked. Or some other day, you guys can just throw it at me, and we'll see if we can make it work.
Perfect, that works out great. One other question, so obviously we have a lot of, lakes in the community, some privately owned and managed. Do you have information to share, with regards to that? Like some pointers you can give, the lakes and, the owners and the individuals that maintain those and, kind of go from there as far as the.
Do you mean, like the bodies of lakes and stuff, like invasives on those?
Yeah.
Yes, I can get a packet, I have some,
Okay.
that I did with, and I can get a packet of information as well.
Okay, perfect.
Write that down.
Perfect, thank you.
Absolutely.
Anybody
That
else?
would be nice.
Anybody else have any questions? All right. Well, Dawn, thank you so much.
You're very welcome, Catherine. I know
Does-
you and I will talk again later.
Yes. Oh, anyone?
I was just gonna say, does she have a website or a phone number?
Do you have a website, Dawn?
We do, yeah. The SICM website, so SICM is S as in Sam, I as in igloo, C as in cat, I as in igloo, M as in mom, SICM.info. And that website, you'll see me under the SISMA tab. Now that website has lots and lots of information, and I'll be bringing that with me, so you'll have some hard copies.
Okay.
That website does not talk about the American the Beautiful brand, because that's a little bit of a separate thing. However, lots of information there, and that's where we operate out of.
And then we did have a question, Pam, we were asking about when that money has to be used by. Is there like a specific date?
There is a little bit, yes. In order to get the money, we'll set some goals, and again, I'll make them easy, because I've got to get the money to you. Then I will return in the fall and just check and see how you're doing.
Okay.
If you have not used all the funds by then, that's okay. I just need a little progress so I can finish the report.
Okay.
So it's a 2026 project.
2026.
It is,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
It is, and there is no match, so I'm not looking for even a 50% match. What I just need to see if the work that you and I will agree that can be done in a certain amount of time.
Okay. Sounds good. And then Purdue Extension.
Dawn, we had already scheduled a weed wrangle with Blair Beavers
Fantastic.
through the Purdue Extension office, and that was scheduled for June 25th.
That is fantastic.
So I'm assuming y'all know each other.
We do. So Blair, I asked Blair to run what we call a SISMA. I can explain that later. And Blair said yes, she would. And so she then helps us do weed wrangles, and she does them in Johnson County. We do over 200 weed wrangles in India, which is blowing the rest of the country out of the water. And through those weed wrangles, it is phenomenal the native habitat that is being facilitated to grow again. So yes, Blair and I work very closely together, and I'm glad you guys are doing that. that helps me immensely. You're already on
Good
my
gosh.
calendar.
Go
So
get
does
it.
that mean we can still keep her coming, June 25th? Is that okay with you, or?
June 25th, let me make sure I'm not out of town. Bear with me here, I shut my calendar. Too much stuff in my calendar. Let's see. I may be able to be there. I will reach out to Blair. That is a day when I am normally in the area.
Awesome.
So, what time on the 25th?
9:30?
9:30. Okay, I will just put that on my calendar and I'll be there for
Well,
your big wrangle.
I think we've got you booked.
Yes, you do.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Anybody else have any other questions?
No.
All right, perfect. Thank you. I appreciate you taking the time.
You're welcome. Thank you, Catherine. Again, have a good meeting.
Thank you. See you soon. Bye. Well, I'm excited.
Will you
Yeah,
coordinate,
okay.
I'll give you information,
Yeah.
or we'll give you information.
Yeah.
Tie all those people together.
Yeah,
Okay.
that works. The next thing on here, old business, I was just gonna bring up town cleanup day, because I wanna know what findings can got to take home from the cleanup day.
You want to list the
I
findings?
wanna know what she got. She got the most glorious pile.
We thought of some of that stuff.
I was gonna say,
Full of-
there was some good stuff there.
Now, most of it has already been utilized.
I was gonna ask, like, is it in the trail or anything, or?
One bench is on the trail, but it
Oh.
got broken somehow.
Oh.
When I wanted it on the trail, it's fine, but now it's broken. And,
That wheelbarrow's back there too.
two wheelbarrows, and we need to drill holes, Caleb, and make plantings.
Jill.
Joe did, yeah, I did. She said yes to my request to paint these decorative items, and then they'll go on the new trail,
Oh, okay,
and those two wheelbarrows.
okay.
That's,
I was just wondering.
it was a lot.
She had so
It
many
was a half a garage. But that's all good stuff, and what we don't use will be sold at the rummage sale after it gets cleaned up and spruced up. And all the money from, the booth with the dump stuff will be given to the parks.
Oh,
So it all goes back.
Is there gonna be like one place that, like, if you had those donations for the park, like for the sale?
oh.
So can I bring like stuff for that?
What's the question? If there's anybody that wants to bring stuff for the sale, like maybe if they're not in town.
And then have that donated to the park, whatever they make off of
The
it?
rummage
Is there gonna be?
Yeah, I mean, they would just sign up for like their own space and then
But
we'd have to
nobody,
coordinate, the money, whatever, after. But it wouldn't be a bad idea to have
one,
some, like a station specifically for you guys,
yeah,
just saying, like, hey, we're here, I don't know, you guys can make like a paper for you, don't have to, it doesn't
I
have to
think
be
we should
an
do that.
But just like, here's a donation box, if you'd like to donate to the park, that would be, I think that would be great too, honestly.
Yeah,
The booth that I was gonna sign up for, all of those items, all that money would be donated back to the parks.
oh,
So
I
if
can
it's
give it-
something that you want to
yes.
donate,
perfect,
Yeah.
okay.
That's awesome. I like that.
we'll see.
Yeah, yeah. It's like recycled.
Yeah.
Recycled.
Antique.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
They need to put a higher.
Thrifty, thrifty.
Shaggy chic.
Ooh, I like that.
I know, I like that too.
Well, and if you haven't seen Jill's work, you need to look at it.
Oh,
It is awesome.
thanks.
Phenomenal job.
Good job, thank you.
The artiste over here. Yes.
Yep.
All right, new business, dog park updates, Amy.
Okay, I started calling people about the dog park because they were becoming expired. And it was 50-50. Some people said they never used it, they do not want to renew. Some people want to renew. We're getting people signing up, and a few of those are renewals. So I did have to go in there and delete a couple people who said that they didn't want to do it anymore. So I wanted to get with you on that.
Okay.
Should they bring their card back? Can we recycle that card?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Probably have to well, they don't have a password.
Right, and then the other piece to that was, the ones who said they wanted to do it again, they're coming to the office, and then they will be bringing up-to-date vet, vaccinations. So it's about 50-50 right now. I only did the ones that were coming up for renewal. Next week I'll do another group,
What's the total dog park? How many people? Remember?
several.
I can't remember. Our list is like this long, right?
It's not a big list, no, no.
We did have several new ones.
We had, over the last month and a half, we've had 4 new ones and 1 renewal. So and the one renewal has 2 dogs. So I did leave a lot of messages with people. Some of them haven't gotten back with me. One of them might be my neighbor. That's okay. But the other piece to that is we do need some dog toys, so, and Jim and I will be getting the sales put back up. I just need those springs from you.
I don't have a key to that closet, but that's where it's either that I think it's that closet. That one may not be locked. I don't know.
I'll come by tomorrow and
Okay.
see if they can,
They're
during
vanilla
business hours.
envelopes.
Okay.
So that's getting the new, sales up, is that what
No,
you're saying?
they're not new. I was,
Oh, sure, okay, yeah.
I was under the impression that the sales were put up with springs on the ends. They were not. Now, I've had one at my house for 10 years, never had a problem with it, but it's on springs.
Mm.
So I thought they were on springs. They were
need to
not.
be on the springs or rigidities with full.
Yeah, and that's
The
what
wind
happened.
load- The wind loads and the shock loads with full.
Exactly, and they weren't done that way last time.
I know.
So they will be done that way this time. So I think once we do that, we'll get it and it'll be fine.
Do the poles have to be replaced or anything?
We can put some, they're already in concrete.
They're in
We can
concrete.
put cables to pull them back over, but I don't have to be a trip hazard. We
It
can
will
pull them
be.
all out, pull them concrete. The hardware on them is not the greatest. Well, my truck's been shot, and I've spent $8,000 on it, and the guy has, I'm out $8,000 for my truck.
Oh, wow.
It's gonna be hurting.
Oh, sorry about that, but we'll get that together. I think with the springs, we'll be fine, so.
Yeah, I mean, the wind's gonna do some, I mean, it's just
It,
gonna.
yeah,
We get wind
yeah,
here.
we do, and we do at the lake as well.
Right.
And thank goodness, we've never had problems with the one we've had, and we've had it 10 years. And
Quick update, just to go off the dog park, they're up here at the town hall, they're using a credit card machine now, right? So,
Well, it's like Stripe, it's Stripe brand, you can tap it or swipe it or.
I wanna get one of those wands.
No.
I'll tell you about that. No, but, for the dog park or the garden, they can now use their card to pay, so.
it's $1 fee.
How much is it?
$1.
Oh, $1, okay.
On
Which isn't
top of,
bad. I mean,
I'm
it's,
assuming
Yeah.
they can do Apple Pay too on.
so, I think that's great, cause some people don't wanna, they don't have time to come in, or, you know, so it's kinda nice stuff.
yeah, so that's gonna be implemented at some point.
Yeah.
And that's all I have to say about the dog park.
Good job.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Yes.
Have you guys thought about doing, like, at the rummage sale, a stand for the dog park? Obviously, you wouldn't be selling anything, but just being like, hey,
And
you
then
know, I
I-
have a dog park here.
I can't make it that day,
Okay.
so
I think you're. not
I'm busy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're busy.
Yeah. Kathy's got a big party going.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm by myself, by the way. I'm a golf widow, so I'm just the one with none. Put me down as a single in the
Well-
golf widow section.
We do have weather pending, but this Saturday, we're gonna be, at the festival country, and we're gonna have the dog park stuff there.
Oh, good, good, good.
Yeah. So that'll be fun, and the garden stuff, and the trail stuff, and just showing off, you know,
Yeah.
everything at the park, so. All right, Kim, trail update.
True. 2 rolls of of straw were found in the old shed at the ballpark. We rescued those and reused those. We made 2 rows the length of the fence, and underneath Caleb and Lindsay and the Terra ladies put cardboard 3 layers thick. And they finished today, and they put seeds down today. So in about 2 months, there should be a whole field of wildflowers.
Oh,
Walk around. Walk back there.
That's cool.
The big rock that you see back there was delivered, Ben McMurray got it for us. It was donated by Nancy Narr. She is a Marine vet. And she came to the Fall Festival and wanted to do something for our park, so she donated that.
Oh,
It's huge.
It is.
Yep. Today, gravel was installed in a 4x8 plot. A shed was ordered through Mr. Werner in dedication of Kathy and Jeff Lee for their 50th wedding anniversary.
Oh.
Please don't do that.
Yep, we
Get the shed, but don't put anything on it.
We already did, Kathy, so enjoy.
Oh.
Well, he's coming to get the trailer from Jeff tomorrow morning to go get your shed.
It will be installed tomorrow.
Okay.
Now, something like this costs, Jeff and I did a lot of researching, we ran around town looking at sheds. The cost is between $900 and $1,500. We get this one for $250
Oh my
installed.
Wow.
Nice.
Made by the Center Grove
Students.
shop.
Oh, that's
Kids.
I
awesome.
have a picture if you want to see it, but it'll complement what's going on in the garden. And then we'd like to put a tree on the front of the door, and then in the root of the tree, we put leaves. And then, because they've been married so long, we're going to grow perennials, because perennials come back every year, just like Kathy and Jeff.
Oh, God.
That would be
Okay.
two flower pots that are left at the dump were rescued, and we're gonna put the 2 flower pots in front of the shed.
Oh, that'd be
Great.
cute.
We're gonna behind the garden.
Oh,
There's gravel there now.
okay.
And then at the dump, we got 6 new rose bush trellises. So maybe something going up the side, and that's it. It doesn't have any windows, so security be good, and that's all.
Yay.
That's neat.
Nice.
Oh,
Very nice.
because Nikki is working on her master's, she's not helping us anymore. The summer schedule for the Trailblazers, I canceled it because this is the curriculum that she and I have been working on for 6 months, and it's not scheduled, and it's now close to June, and so I don't have anything planned for the summer for the Trailblazers. If we do, it'll be like a week in advance, and I don't feel like it'll be successful. So, not working on that anymore.
Are you okay with that, or do you need help?
Well, it's too late now. It's
Do
too
you
late.
have plans to do it like next year? Because
Yes.
I would love for our kids to do that.
That'd be
I
great.
would love it.
That'd be
I
great.
will do it. I will do it for
I'm
you.
writing this down.
For 69-year-olds and 41-year-olds, well, these are 2 by 2. You know what I mean? This makes for 2-year-olds.
Well, if it was a mommy and me program, then I would do it, because we have help and, wrangling these small children. But just me and 8, 10 kids is not gonna work out. But the outdoor, schoolroom is ready. You'll see a table out there that's gonna have, it's rotten on the top. We're gonna put 2x4s in a row, like a chopping block for them to work on. And the Terra ladies expanded the classroom and made a nice shape to it. So we're good there. We're ready to go. Curriculum is finished. It's not gonna happen. Yeah, it's all right.
That's a lot by yourself to do that.
It should have been, I wanted to start it spring break and take it through, but it didn't work out. So that's okay. We need to work on the invasives anyway. Get this ballpark.
Okay.
going.
Yeah. Okay. All right. night. Well, that sounds all exciting. I didn't wait to see the shed. Yeah, that'll be great. Thank you, Kim. Garden updates. Miss Kathy.
I can tell you that we put in 10 new raised beds this year, so for a total of 20. Last year with 10 raised beds, I was afraid we would never rent 10. As of today, all 20 raised beds are rented.
Yay.
It's just been a community response. All of a sudden, everybody figured out we've got a community garden back there, and actually even 3 of the in-grounds are rented. And I thought none of the in-grounds were gonna be rented, and I got scared again, and the Terra ladies and Kim and I planted one whole bed of potatoes to be donated to the food pantry. So and we're gonna do Erica's pumpkin patch that she wants. So it's just an absolute joy, and I don't know how it can get any better than this. It's so cool. The community response, anytime you go back there, there's somebody back there gardening. I mean, it's just awesome. And like I said, our bee box is in. Check on our bees anytime you want to. I've learned that at 7 o'clock in the morning when I go over there, they ain't up yet. You know,
No, they're not up yet.
I have my coffee and I'm looking, there are no bees. They've all died. What's happening here? They like to wait till the sun comes up and it's a little warmer and they're a little happier, and then they're just doing their thing. So fingers crossed that all turns out to be wonderful, because that was money that the Nineveh trustee donated. We gave them a request list of like $10,000. And they picked off the list. I didn't know they were going to do that, but everything they picked was related to the bees and the bee box. And so it's like, okay, guess we're doing this now.
It was on the list.
It was on the list. I know it was.
When did you buy the book for your husband?
Oh, last week. Erica ordered it for him because he was freaking out. So, yeah, he's reading it. So we're just excited. The Terra women are coming, and Kim is awesome with her projects of things to do for them. If you asked me about the future the other day, let's see how this goes. But if people are still more interested in the raised beds, I mean, we've got 20 now, and they're all being used. And Kim and I were going to plant one for the bees, just the right flowers. No, we don't even get to do that anymore because somebody.
Easier on your knees and your back.
Yes, that's true, and it's kind of trendy. You know, it's kind of in.
I like to be trendy myself.
Yeah. Let's see how many people here have rented beds, that one and that one and that one. So it's just a great way for people. The other night at dinner, folks met each other that have lived down here for decades and didn't know each other. And it's really a fun come together. The picnic table in the dog park, I'm kind of transitioning out of. Oh, I wanted to show you, my son is an artist too.
Oh.
He's gonna do this on the shed door. It's just a big sunflower that says, "Together we grow." He's waiting on his mother and his dad to go get the paint and the artist. And we'll get there.
And the table you were saying. dog
Oh,
park table.
well, the picnic tables that the Center Grove kids did, you pointed out, the one in the dog park and the one in the garden, need to be the proper, help me here, Caleb, sealant, clear sealant wasn't
Yes,
used on it,
Yes,
so it's peeled up.
yes,
So
sanded and peeled. It needs to be
Sanded?
sanded, stained, and sealed.
yes, or
Yes.
how about sanded and painted?
Yes, you can do that also.
Okay, but we did, and my granddaughter was going to do that as a service project, but she doesn't need service hours anymore. So it's like, shoot, how about just doing it because Nana asked you to do it, you know?
That's right.
Or spending time with Nana. So I'm gonna need some help with that, sanding the tables and either restaining them or refinishing them. It just wasn't done right.
No, it wasn't.
That's all I got. I'm a happy
Well, the
camper.
garden, the dinner was, it was great.
We had fun.
And we had no alcohol, just so the town council knows. We promised there would be no alcohol.
You had lasagna, right?
Yes.
Probably needed
Well, we had someone who was gonna bring it, I said, we promised the town council when they loaned us the land.
I didn't hear that, I wouldn't care.
Bless your heart, but anyway, it was fun.
Yeah.
I'm glad you enjoyed
It
it.
was nice to meet people that, you don't really see very often.
So we've already planned a fall harvest and bringing soups and chilies and things, hopefully from the garden.
Chili, good chili.
Are you in?
I love chili cook-offs.
Oh,
Yeah, we keep
Then
trying.
on year one, we have chili cook-off. I walked out to the dining room out in Wyoming, we had a chili cook-off there. It was
okay.
huge. Big chili cook-off, I don't know.
Very fun. All right, well, I'm excited about the summer.
Yeah, it'd be cool. And then I had Kathy just for my knowledge, I just wanted to know, but I was asking, can we plant stuff? Like, how does that work?
Mhm.
So,
Once you rent a bed for, let's say that renting opportunities open as of January, February. I mean, we really did. We had some people sign up in January and
Yeah.
February for their spots. Once you sign up for that year, you get that spot until the end of the year. Now, nature just eliminates part of that time because you're done with the growing season. So we expect people to kind of clean up their beds after like November 1st. But if you want to plant fall stuff, you got it. That's part of the growing season. Isn't that wonderful?
okay. I just wanted to bring that up. in case anybody
Yeah,
else
sure.
wanted to know.
Clarification.
Yeah, thank you.
Mhm.
Jill, do you want to talk about the walking group that everybody?
I didn't know I was on there,
Yeah.
so.
I forgot last time.
Sorry, that's okay. So I got 14 people to sign up. I think we're down to maybe about 10. And their dedication's been pretty darn good. They were supposed to walk 3,000 steps, 5,000 steps, or the 10. And that was all free. And then we kind of talked about the turkey run, maybe to bring in some money for the park. And that would be like maybe a t-shirt, people sign up, and it'd be like a 10-mile walk or run, and it could be families or whatever, but that's just,
10 miles, the cops chasing you?
Yeah.
Can you do something less than 10 miles? 'Cause
well, we can, for sure. But, I mean, I just put an idea out there, but I thought that would be something that people, would enjoy, and then make some money for the park.
You get Greg chasing me with the tasers. I'm not running a little bit on 10 miles.
Oh, that's funny.
There you go.
Well, thanks,
So,
Jill. I mean, it's been really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's self-paced and
Yeah, everybody just kind of does their own thing, and then they report like once a week if they want to. It doesn't have to be like that, but, and then once a month we take a walk, hopefully together. This coming Saturday will be with Bentley Woods, and I think I have 6 people say they're gonna come,
that's the
so,
new, that's the,
yeah,
trail that's over, okay.
on the way to Trafalgar.
Okay.
Mhm.
Have you guys been to that one? over there?
No, never.
It's nice.
We keep saying we're gonna take our kids, but we also have an 18-month-old, so.
Oh,
Oh,
put 'em-
She puts
Yeah.
Oh, I know, I had a hair appointment the other day, and my lady canceled on me, because she had some stuff going on, and I told Kim, well, you don't have to watch Kenny anymore. She's like, no, bring her over and go take a freaking nap.
That's community right there.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's beautiful. It's got a creek
I was
and
gonna say,
it's a
I've seen
beautiful.
kids- I've seen kids take fishing poles.
Well, we just recently got like a back carrier for her, so I'm wondering if Hunter would have to probably do it most of the time.
It's like a 1 mile, 2 mile, and a 3. There's 3 trails.
Yeah.
And 3 skill levels.
Uh-huh,
Can't talk.
right.
So it has to be there.
Most of it's fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's nice.
It looks beautiful. It's on my, it's
That
an
lake
Indiana
and-
Land Trust.
Yeah, yeah. I wondered for a long time what they were doing there. I could never figure it out, because there was always cars over there, but it was right across from that house, so I'm like, well, maybe they own that, but I thought they did the trailer.
Is that the back road? to go
Yeah,
to
it's
Trafalgar?
the-
Mhm.
Okay.
Or is it 750 right there, or is it Indian Creek Road?
750.
750.
Years
they
ago,
have-
years ago, that was Split Acres Farm, it was a dairy farm, and they would walk their cows across the road to the barn.
Oh.
It was a lot of fun, family dairy.
Yeah, if you look on Google, it said, I can't remember what, there's like a business name that's like over it, it's some crazy 40, I don't know. I can't remember something about, basically, they sell stuff out of it, but they put everything in
Oh, I
there.
know what you're talking about.
But it's like some weird name, like business name on top of that barn that's right next to
Blossom
it.
or something, or
I can't remember. When I seen it one day, I was like, okay, Aaron, you know.
Yeah, I didn't know that was the same place. Okay. Robertson Shade Park improvement updates, everything's done. I think there's still, we have keys to the concession stand now, or a key. But everybody else has keys.
When you say with everybody else.
So Tony has a key. There's a key, that Wes has. Greg has a key, and then I have a key. And then there is also a key up here, locked up at the town hall. So in case anything happens, there's a key. And then the bathrooms are all on one key now, so instead of having 7,000 keys, we have just bathroom key, concession stand.
It is not complete.
The concession stand? Or
The kitchen sink leaks.
Oh.
We have roaches.
road?
I was there today.
Wood roaches and copper.
They look at,
The big, not the little color.
it's wetness. Drive all back there is wet. It's wet on the floor.
So I'm wondering if it's
And
that
also in the bathroom on the left side, that sink is broken, and the faucet leaks, and it's wet behind the toilet. And all of that was just draining into the kitchen.
So that wasn't from when you were cleaning, right? Remember when you said it might have been from the cleaning?
Now,
Okay.
this is a leak.
That's a
So
leak.
we're not anywhere leak.
Okay.
I mean,
Well,
I put the roach, I cleaned it with bleach and water and put down the roach killer.
okay.
But that's a real problem because they have food that isn't in tubs. So
Oh.
it's there, and the chips and the cheesy goo is just on the floor in plastic. So I called Wes and he said he was gonna take care of it today, and I said, it's already done, clean slate, but you have to get some tubs and get it off the floor.
Yeah.
You can't do this.
What tub did we buy? There was a tub that we
We
had.
didn't buy any tubs.
Oh,
There are no tubs.
okay.
No, they have, food on the floor in boxes, and I told them, don't do that. Either put it in your refrigerator or get it in a tub, at least.
You got roaches, it won't matter where you put it.
Yeah, I was
Well,
gonna
we
say
didn't
that
have roaches for the past 3 weeks.
I had,
they'll crawl
But
right up
today
there
we had roaches underneath the sink, coming out of the wall,
looking
Oh,
for
where
water.
it's wet.
Yuck.
I needed a
Chocolate
full
roaches.
cabinet.
Well, the good thing from there, we have Hazelwood. We played the wood.
Well,
pallets, so
well,
I think
Anthony's out.
Listen, when you talk about roaches, baby,
Well, I don't care what you said, we've all had a roach before.
I know it too.
No,
They need
Anthony knows about the
we need
water.
the kitchen sink fixed so it doesn't leak. And a new sink in the bathroom, and we need the toilet fixed so it's not leaking.
Yeah.
And that's been, so it's been 3 weeks.
What day did we go down there?
Last week, it was like a Wednesday, Thursday?
Yeah,
Is the urinal on the wind sticks?
that's
We don't
all.
have a urinal.
We got rid of that.
We got rid of that.
Not this one.
No, but was it last Wednesday?
Mhm.
Yeah. We
Or
went down
Thursday.
there. She had never seen it down there, so I said, oh, well, I got.
I hadn't seen the renovations. I saw it like a year and a half ago when it,
But she saw the leak, and I had messaged, and we thought maybe it was cleaner. We weren't 100% sure, but it looked like a leak.
it's a leak right at the turn off on a,
They cut off valve.
yeah.
So Anthony's aware of it, but I know he's.
Okay, I think we need to bypass Anthony. I know he's got a lot of
Yeah.
family issues going on. Is
Right.
there another plumber that can
We
come
could get
out?
another one. Yeah.
We need to go around and get somebody scheduled tomorrow.
Okay.
Mhm.
We can do that.
What about that place near the, post office?
I don't know,
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Lake's Plumbing,
Yeah.
LLC. He's an Ranger vet. He's good people.
who's that?
Lake's Plumbing.
Lake's
LLC.
Plumbing.
Do you wanna call them?
I do.
Okay.
I'll have it done tomorrow, we'll try to set it up. And, when he sends the bill, who's it go to, town or parks?
Well, that was on the agenda to talk about, so, we'll get there in just a minute. But if you can get a quote when he comes out, just let me know. If it's a matter of, Chris or one of the guys going down there and just tightening it up, if that's a problem, we'll see. I just don't wanna,
Like O-ring
Yeah.
or something. What about a handyman, just like a regular handyman?
Yeah.
Well, we've had him,
Oh, but didn't work.
and, you know, I want somebody that's licensed, bonded, and is a
Insured.
plumber.
Okay.
and he's a plumber, right?
Well,
Yeah.
okay. Then somebody else did type it out. All right, moving forward.
Moving forward, all right, so, basketball goal updates, I'm gonna present Monday, with another quote, but I did get that, so. fingers crossed, we'll get it fixed.
Just that one, or is it, are we gonna replace it with the glass?
I think we're just gonna replace that one.
With the glass one?
So,
As in plexiglass?
it's not my fault, because it's not something
Wasn't her
it's
decision.
something the town bought. Erica asked me to just call and get quotes, so I just got kind of thrown into that, but.
So where are we staying on basketball?
I understand it that we just needed a quote for leveling, if that's needed. And the backboard that has the matching flats like the other
Lebanon, we should be able to do ourselves. It's just a matter of,
Shimming and unbolting from the way it's constructed.
it's loose.
Yeah, it's loosening and
Tight
tightening.
nuts.
That's it.
That's all there is to it. Got a good level and you're done.
Is that a street department item?
No.
As far as leveling?
Mm-hmm. Do you need a contractor to do this? Who is knowledgeable?
They'll probably send you the how-to on it.
Well, the company that did it, they installed it. I think it'd be best to have them come out and look at what it did, because maybe they didn't do it right. The other company that came out, there's already been another company that came out and they were like, somebody could have hit it with their car, somebody could have hung on it too long, somebody, maybe didn't install it right. They said it's so hard to tell because where the bolts go, the 4 bolts at the bottom, there's really not much there unless they take everything out to look to see, did the concrete, was it not set all the way, like what happened?
So where are we today?
Town council has to approve the quote.
Okay.
Yep. So this will be the 3rd, 4th quote.
I don't.
Yeah. So if anybody asks, that's where we're at. Town council meeting on Monday, hopefully make a determination. Christie, talk about memorial updates. Your success, you and Amy's sales success over there.
Yeah, so, I can't remember when the last meeting was, but was it after we had gotten the $2,500 from the Legion, we went and presented? As we were presenting, one of the ladies on the auxiliary said, I want you to come to our meeting on May 6th. 12. May 12th.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's fine.
Anyway, so I went and presented and, let them know that we had already, talked about the, sea of flags and what we were doing, and then that we were really needing some additional funds for the permanent memorial, and I got a phone call later that night after I left that they were donating $1,000.
Wow.
Yeah, and then another guy messaged on Nextdoor app, and he said, "I am the Franklin Legion, and I want to donate $500."
Aw, good.
So yeah, it's been really nice working with them.
Good.
Yeah, they're very
It's very
supportive,
nice.
and very nice and very supportive.
Yeah.
So, should we get a thank you of some sort?
Yeah.
And Jill's a member there, which I did not know.
Yeah, I didn't say anything.
Yeah,
We
Not-
were,
Not from there, but a different
different one.
city. So,
which one?
and Gaston, Indiana.
Okay.
Mhm. Oh, well, there you go.
We enjoyed those folks. They were very kind to us. We've gotten,
Mhm.
what, 3 installments now from them?
Yeah, well, 4,
4 now.
because the one in Morrisville donated all the flags.
Oh, yeah.
They came out and donated all the flags.
Are we doing this on a Veterans Day?
So the goal is, so the Sea of Flags will start on the 20th.
Of May?
We
We
have,
need to get some rebar.
we already do,
Okay.
done, taken care of. So Fossil, a friend of his, he is a construction guy, but he called me, he said, "I want to donate all the rebar. How tall do you need it?" I said 4 feet. He said, "I'll have it cut and I'll bring it here on the 20th."
We just need to make sure, because we told them that we would be trained on how to fold flags.
Yes, they're gonna come out.
Oh, good.
So they're coming on the 21st. There's like 4 different legions, and I told Erica today that the Harley Biker Legion people are coming too.
Oh,
So I
good.
said, don't freak out. You see if all the bikers show up.
On the 21st, is that what you said?
Take it serious.
So they'll come out and they're gonna take pictures and,
Where, is that like open to the public? We can all
yes,
come and
all-
see?
yeah.
Where's it gonna be done?
On the west grassy area of the park,
Well,
In
in
Southern-
Chuck's Pavilion or in the?
in the actual park. Yeah,
In between the.
yeah.
And what time?
We don't know yet.
Okay.
So we
Could
have
it
to-
be 9:30?
It'll be early in the morning. Early in the morning.
The Terra ladies can come too?
Yeah, that would be great. So we have 10 rows, I'm sorry, is it 5 rows of 10? I think it's 5 rows of 10. They're 8 feet apart, 6-foot flags. There'll be 50 of them.
And how long will the flags be up?
Till the day after Memorial Day. So the morning, we'll just take.
Okay. So we have to get Tony to make sure he mows before the.
Yeah, and I'll ask him Monday.
Yeah, have we thought about, 'cause I know there's a handful of kids that like to
Oh, yeah,
be crazy.
yeah. They'll be,
Is there,
I think it'll be,
I'm trying to be nice because we're on live, but I mean, like, are they, I don't know, like, how, are they in the ground so that they can't pull them?
yeah,
Well,
no, not the flagpoles, but we can do that. But the idea is the rebar will be in the ground, the flagpoles go over that, so I can actually get caps to put on top.
Oh, I
To kind of like secure that, so it
Yeah.
won't be so,
I just-
or at the bottom, I mean, so it's more secure.
Yeah, I just worry about kids being.
It'll be lit up too. We've got 6 solar powered, pretty heavy duty lights that'll be out there, so. We put a camera out there.
Yeah.
Or,
Well, I mean, I'm just worried about,
I know.
going up there and.
I think it'll be okay right there. The devious stuff usually happens trail, garden area in the back or far, kind of out of sight or behind the pavilion.
Right.
That's where a lot of it's been happening, so.
Did the officers know about this and they'll just add that to their usual routes of patrolling?
I mean, it's gonna be, yeah.
I know, but
Yeah. I think for
to express her concern.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lindsay's concern.
Yeah.
So the volunteers needed on the 20th and 21st, just to get, like, what, you don't know what time on the 20th?
It'll probably be pretty early in the, I mean, it could be,
It depends on the morning, kind of cuts out on us working people, so.
Yeah.
I mean, some of us.
we can do it in the evening, I just has to be the 21st, everything has to be done.
Right.
So,
Yeah, I'm just-
And we can't put rebar down and then not have anything over it.
So it's rebar PVC, there's nothing welded timber, just a 4-foot piece of rebar shoving out a piece of PVC 5-foot. Screws going into PVC to hold place.
Will there be a guest speaker or presentation or music or anything?
No, for the permanent memorial, yes. But for this, not necessarily. The American Legion said they could say something. It just depends on who's available to come out that day. So they'll be out and about.
So they have postal driver, like, post drivers drive rebar. I mean, you're not gonna swing a 22-ounce frame and drive that. You need to have something. Give it those in.
Chris has a couple things that he said he could bring.
Team post drivers would probably do that.
Yeah, they're.
I'm lazy, I would want a mini excavator. With air conditioning and
Well,
radio.
These are, this, we're talking PVC, it's literally that big. So the rebar.
What size rebar is it? Number 3 bar, number 4 bar?
I'll have to look.
I'll find out what size rebar.
It's not very big.
Number 3 bar is 3/8.
Okay, that
Pretty
sounds,
small,
that sounds
really
like,
small.
I think it's a little bit bigger than that, but it had to be able to go, so that the bolt could go.
Do we need to call 811?
As we did for the circus, and we know where everything is.
What's a pipe, is it?
What is it?
It's a paddle,
It's laying in Anthony's driveway. It's standard.
Is it 1-inch schedule 40 PVC? What I saw laying over there is schedule 41-inch PVC. Which
Or
currently
40.
got number 1 bar, which 1-inch bar wouldn't be necessary. If it was number 5 bar, number 3 bar would be pushing it, because you.
I want to say it's 40. Does that sound right?
Schedule 40 that's the wall thickness.
Yeah.
Then 1 is your ID, inside ID.
It's basically, it's almost all the towns that do this, it's what they do, it's like how they do it, so if they do the rebar, they do the PVC, they've never had any issues.
When you say they, like volunteers?
Different towns that do the sea of flags,
So the volunteers will do this or the motorcycle guys?
they'll help, for sure, yeah. So it'll be a collab.
Should we call the newspaper? Have that Melissa, Miss Maudlin come out and do a story?
Who's doing
Yeah.
the stories now? Is
Don't
that-
ask
So it's
her, she's
not
not there.
Lisa, her name, I don't know if it's pronounced Haley or Hallie.
The dark hair.
Yes.
Yes, that should be in the paper.
That'd be cool.
It'll be, I think it'll be great.
I want to get a helicopter flying for the permanent memorial.
Oh, yeah.
They fly over us all the time.
I know.
I want to be up there with them though.
There is a place, I'm gonna take my son for his birthday, 24th, and there's a place in Columbus, Indiana, you can go jump on a Huey for like $60, and they'll take you for a ride. And as well, you got a good friend, with 14.
What is it again?
It's in Columbus, it's called Indiana Huey. And you can get in it's all mil spec Huey, and go
Oh,
through Brown
that's
County
cool.
and Bartholomew County.
Wow, nice. We should buy that for the guy.
If we can get
For-
a plane here,
oh,
that'd be
that's
sweet.
Yeah.
I probably want to beer tip off with snow.
Right.
I thought they banged pretty hard.
What are the ones with like mopeds with the big fan behind you see?
I don't know one of those.
Oh my gosh.
Send my ex-wife on those.
We used to have a guy where I lived and they would go up and they would take tennis balls and throw them down or like the wiffle balls and try to land them in people's pools and stuff. Yeah.
That's
I would not get on that end. It's terrifying.
Huh?
Okay, so thank you, Christy. Party for the Parks updates. We're just gathering donations and sponsors still.
Yeah, if any of you have people you know that own businesses that would like to donate, a gift card or a basket or something they make maybe, we'd love to have them be part of our silent auction.
Have you contacted Lakeside,
Yes,
Oh.
they donated last year.
Yeah,
donated
she's
last year.
so yeah, that's one of my sons is they're friends. And she always every time I talk about this stuff, she's always like, well,
Yeah.
I'll donate or whatever. So
They did
they're
the
really
best
good.
basket last year.
They did it, I got it.
Oh, that's
They're great people. They're awesome.
I never met her, but I met the husband.
Jeff, yeah. Jeff and Jonathan.
So have you contacted them, Amy, or any?
I haven't contacted them yet, but I will.
For Scepter Bay, Bay City, we'll do the cakewalk.
Oh, yes. I'm so excited.
What's the sorority? It's.
Do
What'd you say?
what?
What is the name of the? Is
The
it
sorority.
sorority?
Bay City, I think.
It's a
I- I don't know, it's so, I just know it's there.
like a
Uh,
local, yeah, philanthropy.
I used to do all the sound and MC a talent show at Franklin's Fall Festival. I started doing it back when they did it in front of the Arts Rec on Main Street. Then
You were in town with my sister, Grace Scott, years ago.
And it was a real drawing card
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
for the fest.
Yes.
It brought all kinds of people in. It was always the first event of the day. It got people in there and it was crowded all day long. People were there for the talent show, then they hung around all day looking at everything else that's going on.
Now, could people just show up and say, I want to do the talent, or do they have to sign up, or?
You have to arrange, I think what Franklin did, they contacted the schools
Okay.
and let the music and the choir departments say, hey, there's gonna be a talent show, we want you signed up, here's how you have to do it. And there was dance academies that would come in, they'd bring their, it was all over the gamut. It was acts that would come in. I had the ability to plug in by headphone jack or Apples were a beast of another type. You had to have a special connection for it to be able to plug your headphones in. Anyway, all their music ran through my system and it was a great time.
Yeah.
But it brought people in.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that's something you're interested in.
Yeah. Are you guys interested in that?
Yeah, I think it would be, we talked about the time frame though, between like when the band is
Yeah.
coming and all
Well,
of that.
So the band, they said they can do 12 to 6, but they're flexible. So they love being here. They bring like their whole family, all their friends. They were like, we love your festival. We have a great time. So they're very flexible. So you just let, and they'll take an hour break.
What do you have as a start time for your festival right now?
We kept it the Mike Gallimore time frame. It was 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. That's what we have. So, but like I said, there'll be an hour break. Like the band usually takes an hour break, and then there's also the beginning.
You don't want to stop and during the band and have a talent show. That's-
Well, we
you
could do the
wanna
first
your-
half, do the band later
you wanna
half.
Do your entire talent show
Yeah,
to start.
we can definitely. I mean, we have time to figure out the logistics, but we could do what
I
11
would
to.
suggest starting earlier than 11 o'clock. If you're gonna do that.
Yeah. I agree, cause we're here anyway.
Or go longer.
We get here at like 8:30, 9 o'clock last couple years.
Not starting that early.
And unlike Franklin, it's not gonna cost you guys anything. I'll be here for nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Thank
raised up
you.
for Diana Floyd too, didn't you?
For who?
Diana Floyd?
Yeah.
I mean, we can figure out a time, and I think it'd be
A
great.
lot of times it just be a couple guys doing a duet with guitars. I've got a 24 channel system that I can run through, so.
We'll figure it out.
How long?
Because you might have people.
How many hours would it take generally?
It would depend on how many people.
Signed up, yeah.
Signed up.
So like 10 to 12 maybe?
You might have
And
people. that-
it depends on how elaborate setup they have to have.
Well, But we can tell them like, you know, we have this or that, whatever you could.
I got to be pretty good at switching things around real quick.
But you did.
Maybe he could
Yes,
be
you
at one
did.
end and the band at the other. People can go with wherever they want.
But I'll have 3, 4, 5 microphones on stand. All I gotta do is carry them out there and they're ready to go.
We usually like to try to keep the, like, equipment and stuff under the.
I would suggest if you do the town show, you do it on the basketball court.
Yeah.
That way, if you have a dance club or something
Yeah.
coming in, they've got someplace big enough they can perform.
I'm all for it, you guys good?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Fun.
And the cakewalk.
But I would say put some feelers out at the school and see what happens.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
Middle school and high school,
especially like the singing groups.
they're,
There's a great dance, group, small dance group at Indian Creek at the high school. They won state, what, 3 years in a row or something?
I have no idea.
Yeah, they have a dance group, and I think there's only like 8 girls. I mean, it's-
I've been practicing too.
You'll be the first one to sign up.
Hell yeah.
I thought you were classically trained then.
Hillbilly.
and the only thing I require, they bring, if they're doing solo of some sort, they bring their music either on a thumb drive, a CD, phone, iPad, anything like that,
Spring your step.
and we can tie it right in.
Okay. I think it'd be fun.
Okay.
It's your time to shine.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Well,
They don't
Town
like to look like Bucky.
I know, right?
okay, so now we get to talk about this survey, and I know this is kind of confusing that I handed out, so I'll explain it a little bit. But hopefully so this is that future me 3 to 5 year. So just to preface this, hopefully the phone call that happened just a little bit ago makes more sense for this. So the purpose is not for the park board to manage the lakes. Just want to say that, number one.
All the
Yeah.
lakes are private, by the way.
Yes, they
Well,
are.
Yeah, some of them. So how do we make sure what happens with around the lakes doesn't damage our parks? And that's kind of where this kind of goes, and how do parks not impact the lakes? So if somebody's like spraying weed, for example, and we have runoff, that can affect the lakes, that can affect anything that we do in the park. So this, just to understand some of this, the reason why I chose kind of this internet AI generated kind of park is to really get everybody's kind of tapping back into your grade school days when you talk about, you know, biology and ecology and how things work and how it's all connected. I also picked my dad's brain a little bit. He got his agricultural science degree from Purdue University. And he said that when you live in a lake community, even if they are private lakes, it's important that everyone is kind of educated to understand how they affect, you know, some of these plants affect around the lakes, how they can affect the parks nearby. So if we have, you know, any runoff or any erosion or anything like that. So there's definitely a connection between parks and lakes. And some people that do, I'm just going to use East Lake as an example. There may be things that East Lake does that actually is benefiting the parks in some way when it comes to like runoff, or maybe they have a rule where they say, well, we don't use chemicals because it can end up in the lake, which then affects the fish and the birds and the frogs and things that end up in the parks. So that's kind of one of the reasons why I wanted to get everybody's kind of wheels spinning to think about some of these things. And another reason why I had this young lady, or I just forgot her name, Dawn Settles, call in today with, you know, some of the stuff she wanted to talk about with the invasive species. some people that live on the lakes don't understand how that kind of all works and how it all comes together. So, just
And
so,
how do you see a group of, 6, 7 volunteers handle that?
it's really more, you mean like for different lakes or?
Well, I wanna know how you think that we are gonna help, East Lake control their weed management.
Well, it's really more just helping get the education out to them and saying, you know, yes, you're East Lake, or yes, you're, what's the other? North Lake, or whatever, but we all live in this community, so everything's kind of tied together. So it's nice to be able to say, hey, here's the group that we're working with, and here's some ideas, here's some things that they suggest. And especially with private lakes, we can't make them do anything. So the idea is just, you know, we want to be supportive by giving the information, saying we're working with DNR, we're working with Purdue, we're working with this lady, you know, and here's some of the things that we're doing, but it can also be beneficial for your lake, so come and learn about this information. And hopefully, you know, some of the folks that do maybe participate in some of this stuff, like the America the Beautiful grant project, hopefully some of that, they'll be like, you know what, that's really cool. And I have that plant at my house, that one by the lake, and this plant, you know, here. So I just, you know, it's just, I think it'd be a great opportunity for all the community members to be involved in that and get that information, you know, utilize that and share that with the.
I think the two are separate. Many of the lakes are governed by conservancies. The other lakes are private. I don't think our Parks Department needs to go to these meetings and teach them about invasive species.
It wouldn't be that.
If the people are interested, and they will come to the meetings, you can advertise it, but you can't expect us to go out and promote this.
Yeah,
I think
no.
the two are separate, and we need to focus on our mission
So
for the last 3 years.
Yeah, so the purpose, I think you were in the bathroom. The purpose is not for the park board to manage the lakes, period. So the question is, how do we make sure that what lakes are doing is not affecting our parks, and what we're doing is not affecting the lakes?
How would that be?
So it's way above my head. I'm not a biologist. When Miss Settles called in, or I called her to get her on the call, she will further explain this when she comes out. One of the biggest things, for example, I did not know this. The bug population here is atrocious. It is absolutely ridiculous.
That's why we ordered the bat houses.
Well,
We have 10 on order that are due next week.
yeah, and it will help. But the biggest thing, it's the plants that shouldn't be here. And it's also the lack of care in some of the lakes and some of the runoff that is coming from just different people's properties and maybe some invasive stuff that they have and how it's not balancing the ecosystem appropriately.
Well, over 15 to 20 years ago, all the wastewater was dumping into the lakes, and a lot of lakes. And there was a big effort in this area. I know my grandfather Pacific's in here. To clean everything up. I've worked in wastewater treatment for a long time. I don't see wastewater problem here anymore.
But Scott would tell us if there's.
Not wastewater. It's not wastewater.
We were talking about runoff.
Runoff
Well,
from
then
rain.
also
It
the
can
people-
rain and you have runoff from,
Run on with chickens and all that stuff. I'm ready to sell my house over that. I have 4 hens. I get picked out. I get butter from somebody who's sue me. They can kiss my ass. I've worked in agriculture. I know wastewater treatment. I've dealt with it a long time. And there's dogs. You have 4 or 5 dogs. You're telling me 4 hens make more nitrogen, more poop than 4 dogs in the yard? Get out of here. You don't know, like, no, it's.
yeah,
What
this is more like, you know, Joe Smith is treating his yard and we just got a hard rain and now that's ending up in the lake.
That's not
not our
our
business.
mission, and that's none of our business.
But when it comes to the whole ecosystem and the whole picture, when we're working with these folks for the parks and they say, hey, you know, invite the lake owners here so they can learn a little bit more about this, of course we'll do that. It's open to the public. They can come and learn just like we're learning about, you know, if we fix one area in the park, but maybe, you know, a few homeowners want to join in, she's invited them. Like, they can come and hopefully that kind of transfers over.
I think it sounds, what you just said sounds more like a project and not the basic and 3 to 5 year plan and goal of the park board. That's like, that would be, in my opinion, that would just be a project that you do. Hey, we're having this lady come down, she's, you know, giving information about the whole ecosystem between the parks and the lakes, the bugs, the birds, the bees, whatever, but the park board was not created so that we could tell the lakes what they can and can't do.
Oh, no, that's not what I'm saying at all.
Well, but I just think that they are separate and they need to remain separate, and I don't agree with the 3 to 5 year plan. I think that it should be more focused on the parks rather than trying to entangle the lakes. And so I think it sounds like it should be a project, not a goal plan.
What is your vision of a project?
Oh, I mean, everything that you guys have done so far, those are the projects that I'm thinking, like the community garden and the dog park and the, you know, wilderness trail. But I think we're muddying the waters, and we're all separate. Government, you know, it's all separate, and I think it should remain separate.
I agree.
So the lady that's coming here, one of the things that they do is they educate the community. So
Yeah, that's all it was.
I think that's what we're saying.
Yeah,
it's just education.
We're gonna provide someone to come to educate, invite everybody.
yeah, I'm not
That's
telling any
it.
Lego
That's
what to
it.
do.
Yeah,
No.
so I think.
But
what
some
you're
people
saying
would
is a
be-
Project, that's like like we're having the Parks Board bringing this person in to talk about all of this stuff. We're not,
I'm
we
not trying to
can't
say, hey,
we
Lego,
can't.
you have
you
to do this or that.
Right.
It is, so, yeah, I mean,
But when you put 3 to 5
Yeah.
year goal plan above that, I think that it gives maybe the wrong message that maybe later on down the line, we're
Listen to
going
it.
to try to do more, take more over, or whatever. When I think it's when you put the 3 to 5 year above it, it just sounds like more is gonna happen. We're gonna try to get entangled with the lakes, and that's where I have a problem. This sounds more like a project that you guys are doing and not 3 to 5 year goals or a 3 to 5 year plan.
Well, the main thing is for this is to really think about how all of this really works. And that's one of the reasons like we work with Purdue. That's one of the reasons why we work with people like Dawn. And that's one of the reasons why they do create grants, because they look at the whole community and they do ask people, no matter if you're on lakefront or you're not. But at the end of the day, you know, just to give an example, mosquitoes or gnats or whatever, a lot of that comes from the lakes that nobody's tended to, and it's just sitting there. And the algae is out of control. There's no bottom or top feeder fish. There's like a lot of that.
So
Which in turn affects things that could if it's running off into parks, and that can happen.
So is the goal for the park board, I'm being very specific, when you talk about algae, is the goal for the park board for you guys to take care of the algae, or just to educate?
No, just to educate.
Okay.
That's all it ever was
That's what I always
educating.
thought. Yeah.
And like some of the things that I put on mine, I just kind of jotted down, you know, is just really understanding the connection between parks and lakes, and how it really is a shared system. You know, we take care of the parks, but we need you guys to do your part on the lakes. You know, we can't tell them what what to do.
I mean, if you educate.
But we
them.
can say, hey, you guys,
Just,
we've
that's
got
it, yeah,
this person
just
and this person and
education.
this person coming. and
That's
this-
why I think it has to be worded.
Yeah.
Right,
Education.
education,
And
yes.
education stuff.
Cause it could be
Right.
the plan, it could be like if you have like, I don't know, a little pond or a little whatever, mosquitoes are like number one killer of,
But,
insects, so.
East Lake is the catch-all of
Uh-huh.
all the lakes around here. East
Sure.
Lake is the catch-all. So we're always in communication with DNR. There's so many things. If you put a drain, you have to go through our HOA if you want it to drain in the lake. That's why I don't get involved in the HOA. That's plenty. But yeah, a lot of people are having the runoff from their yards go into the
And they
lake.
probably don't realize that's affecting everything.
But if it's within reason, it can go in the lake. But our HOA has to approve it. And, you know, it's just, I remember just about a year ago, we had some trees in our yard sprayed because we actually still have some ash trees in our yard and they get sprayed. And by the grace of God, they're still alive. And one of the guys that came to spray, he looked at all this honeysuckle and he said, you got to get rid of this. This is invasive. But some of it we need for our bankings, because if we start taking down all those plants, we're going to have erosion in our yards.
You just
So-
replace them. You just replace them.
Yeah.
Something that'll.
With something else. But there's so many things that, you know,
People don't
just
know
this
that.
guy, he came for a different purpose and he's telling me about this invasive honeysuckle. And, you know, it's nice to have that education and that's all you were saying.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying, like, the bugs are back, they're back, and people complain. My goal is to kind of help get the complaints down with that. So like, from a park perspective, what can we do? Well, we can get educated. I mean, my grandmother was almost 90 years old and she will tell, well, before she died, she would tell you, she still didn't know everything.
Right.
So it doesn't hurt to bring these people in and say, you know, hey, we have a bug population problem. What do we need to do? What can we do to fix this? And what are some of the things from an aerial view that you see right away?
So as far as a project, I mean, couldn't like for year one, provide quarterly educational opportunities. You know what I mean? And that's all that would be
I think
listed.
when
I mean,
you,
that's,
when you read that and it mostly talks about the lakes, it almost looks as if we're shifting from enriching our parks and our park land to worrying about the lakes.
I'm more worried about valves and stuff on the toilets.
Yeah.
I think we.
I don't wanna see, I think your idea is good. I think looking at the entire ecosystem, I think the education is good. I just don't want the focus of the park board to shift away from our parks onto the lakes, whether it's for education or not. The main focus should be the parks, not the lakes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and so basically this was just to get people's wheels spinning, you know, just to kind of look and say, okay, you know, we do want to include everyone, and we don't want people to think it's just land versus sea, you know, we want people to be involved. And we want to be able to educate them, and she is gonna bring some stuff for people that do live on the lakes.
The difference is, you're talking about, you introduced it as a mission for 3 to 5 years. That when I took that home, it says aquatic management, it says water management. This is more about continuing education, which is two
I didn't see
distinct
that.
departments.
Where's that? Okay, so what I picked on mine was partnership with DNR, that was an option. Community education on lake-friendly practices. Invasive species prevention and management. These were options on here for like priorities for stewardship. So I think, I mean, that's really all this is about. They're not, the community's not lot of this information unless we kind of spearhead that and give it to them. So
I think maybe,
it's important to us. The parks are important to us.
I think that it's a great, I think maybe the packaging of it
Okay.
made me feel like that the focus was shifting from the parks to the lakes because most of it talks about lake stuff rather than park stuff.
Okay.
I'm not saying that we shouldn't do educational pieces. I actually think that's great. I think
I would
having
like
that lady
that.
call in and do a presentation, I think that's perfect. I think just maybe the way it was packaged just made me feel like the focus was shifting and I didn't want to see that happen. I want to make sure that we're.
No, and I think it's really important too, also, I think it's on page, where is it at? Page 3. But one of the things that, is listed on here, playground improvements, has nothing to do with lakes. So there's a lot more on here.
Yeah.
That wasn't just for lakes, but the idea is, from a scientific standpoint, biology, ecology standpoint, is to really understand how this really all works. And part of us being involved in the parks is more than just
Education.
worrying
What
about
is-
certain, you know, like, I like the things that we do are fantastic, but at the end of the day, like, I don't know about anybody else, but when people associate you with parks and rec, and they're at a park, guess what? It's everything about the park. I've been bitten 12 times today while I'm here. The bugs are bad. What
Yeah.
are we doing about it? Like,
DEET looks amazing.
The
and
what?
so we have to be, and like, we have to be careful. We can't,
That's what I-
certain things we can't spray, you know, just like at the ball fields, we learned that. I mean, there's a lot of things we can't spray because the creek is there. The kids are playing on it. Like, we have to be careful. Can't spray stuff over in the garden, obviously, for obvious reasons.
On
So-
this sheet, I want to show you that we have in place goals at the parks that we have not accomplished yet.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
I know you're getting there, but none of these items were listed in the fact sheet that you wanted us to bring tonight, like horseshoe pits, like pickleball, lighting to the walking trail, continue farmers market. These are things that were started before you came on board on day one of the parks when Mike was president. We haven't succeeded in finishing our goals from the last 2 or 3 years. So why are we doing more new things when we haven't even looked
Well-
back and decided which projects are most important for this year?
On the agenda, and which I'm getting to, but on here, Mike gave me the 1 to 3 year plan. Well, we're past 3 years. I mean, we're going into 3 to 5.
But we haven't
So-
accomplished what's on that plan.
Correct. So when you work on a 1 to 3 to 3 to 5, naturally, a lot of these things are gonna get checked off, or have been already, excuse me. So you don't stop and you don't sit and wait until you've met everything on that and continue to add to it.
I disagree.
So.
You finish what you start first and then move on to bigger projects. These are important projects that we've been working toward that we need to finish
I agree.
before we move on.
Yeah, so I agree, but getting back to this, so this is what Mike had typed up. This was kind of before my time. This was the 1 to 3 year plan.
And we also voted on what we thought was we needed to focus on the
Yeah.
most to get that,
Yeah,
what we could get done and get moved forward,
realistically.
what was most.
So,
Right.
ADA access to the playground,
Yeah.
ADA access to the trail. These are things that were never done before Mike got on board.
Yeah.
I don't see that on that sheet you gave us.
this is a questionnaire. You're talking about-
Yeah, that wasn't on there.
Yeah, this is just a questionnaire. And then it has a place for people to write it. So like, I wrote on my page 3 where it says playground improvements, environmental preservation, which is option.
What do you mean by environmental preservation?
So let's take the trail, for example, there's things that we would want to preserve, right? Which we have. DNR came out, they marked some of the trees. These are some of the trees we want to keep. So, accessibility, inclusivity, right here.
Yeah, but we have no plan for that, Catherine.
So I wrote ADA, big, right here, underlined, all playground.
And what programs, what fundraising programs are in place now just to get the money for the ADA access to the playground? None. It hasn't even been talked about.
That has been talked about. It has been talked about with the town council. I've asked Erica because that was something that they were doing and
Who's they?
the town.
The town council?
So when that playground equipment went in with the 5R and like the, I don't even know what you call that little wall. But that was part of it. So the 5R was the ADA stuff, and then there was supposed to be an opening so that people could get in there. I don't have an update. I haven't received an update on it.
Well, that was our goal 2 years ago, so kids could get into the playground. So I think that should come first in our discussions and our fundraising. The reason we have fundraising is to improve our parks, and that is important.
Oh, I agree. I agree, absolutely. One of the things, speaking of ADA, on Monday, you're getting, I have a quote already, but the paving company that wants to put in the walkway from the gravel to the garden is going to donate a 12-foot by 4-foot long, 41-foot long
41 foot.
slab inside of the garden.
What can they do for the playground? Well, see, that's what I'm saying. That has been on our list for 2 years.
And it's been addressed. I'm waiting for them to respond. So that's something that when the playground went in, I don't know, I don't think I was even on the park board yet, but the idea was that that was supposed to happen when the playground went in, and it didn't. So.
Right. You mentioned that to
And
me.
I believe that the town paid for it to be ADA, but it just didn't happen, so. I don't know why it didn't get open. So,
I know there was an issue with the bark. There was ply bark and stuff that was supposed to be allowed for the wheelchairs to be able to get through and everything else. There was a big expense on that. I think it was like $20,000 or $30,000.
35,000.
Yeah.
just to do.
Yes. Yes.
We can even get a wheelchair in the
Correct.
area,
Yeah,
the first to even worry about the park.
Correct.
Yeah.
It needs to be paved and it needs to come off the walking trail. So, I mean, I've seen kids in wheelchairs who can't get to the playground. They have to stop right at the wall.
I mean, it's
So what's the
definitely something
point?
good to bring up Monday. I mean, I've asked, I mean, it's one of those things where, I don't know if like, if Erica went back and looked, or if we can go back and look Monday and see. I'll ask her. From what I understand, it was paid for to already happen, like, it was, because it was part of the playground 5R package or whatever.
I don't know if that's specific to me. I don't know if that was part of the quote, or if we said, when we have that street guy, if we said that we'll just have him open it up. I don't know that specific piece. I would have to go back and look.
Excuse me. So that, again, that's just one thing that, you know, on the list that hasn't been met yet, and that kind of stuff's gonna happen, that's why we circle back to it. This, I guess I could have labeled it something different to not confuse people, but this was kind of tying into the young lady that introduced herself at the call today, to kind of, so that we're all understanding how it all kind of ties together, and that's kind of what that was for.
Where's pickleball court on those forms?
Huh?
Where's the pickleball court on those forms?
Oh. This is just an initiative. It is not, when you create a 3 to 5 year, it's a collaborative. So,
I understand that. I was
Yeah.
a part of the original
Yeah.
one, and
Yeah.
pickleball courts were on there.
but
I
this-
haven't been confused on any issue. We're not getting things done that were already in place, and now we're on to something else.
Not
So what is the status of the pickleball court right now?
It's not happening, right? Because we don't have money. And, as far as the money goes, this is what I've been dealing with. Going through and figuring out the way the new system is. Right, so today, right now, and I am working with Erica. I cannot get an updated report yet. Because they're still figuring stuff out. One of the things, in the March meeting, it was approved for you were there, the March meeting, for the ball fields and the bathrooms to be paid out of the town's economic development grant or fund, something like that. And when I got this report, it came out of like the park fund, so that's something that I'm working with Eric on to see. Okay. I think it just got, with the whole new system and everything, when it happened, I think from what I understand, maybe, the old system kind of got merged with the new, or information got carried over. I don't know how they did it, but they're still in the process of still figuring it out, I think, and training on it, so.
So we might have money for pickleball
Maybe.
or horseshoes. That was on the original list too, or horseshoe park.
I thought we talked about the horseshoes.
It was never finished. We did the research, we got the contractor, and then,
John Peak.
yeah, but he did a lot of work.
He did do
And
that.
I followed up on it. And if you look on here, it says year 2, that's when we had it on there. That's like 2 years ago.
Yeah, and I had to get this from Mike, because I didn't have a copy of this. So this is kind of when he started. And I do see horseshoe pits, which would mean sand.
We had 6 planned.
6.
6.
Mhm.
Okay.
So do we have money for the horseshoe pits?
Where were those gonna go?
Yeah.
They're gonna go in
Right
the
over behind here, yeah.
backyard,
Right here in the
behind
backyard.
Chuck's Pavilion.
Does that require like sand, like you see, some places use sand, like.
Yeah, it was gonna be before construction as a block, as a stop.
The
What-
project specs are complete. I'll give you a copy of those. That was work that we did 2 years ago. We spent about 4 months researching horseshoe pits, and it was state-of-the-art horseshoe pits. And it was supposed to be a part of the festival in the parks last year, but it didn't happen. So I'd like to know, is there money for the horseshoe pits?
I have to look, I have to look. That's the thing. Erica, I don't know what the amount is that she allocates every month, do you know, like, how that gets factored in?
What's the question?
So there's a park general fund, it is the town's money, it is not ours. But they create that fund for us, it's a percentage of money that goes into there. That's the largest park allocated fund amount that we have, or that line item. And then all the other ones are dedicated. We have a garden, we would never dip into the garden for horseshoes. We have the flags money, we would never dip into that for anything else but flags. So same thing with trail, same thing with the dog park. So all of that stays in its own bucket.
Yes.
So that it goes back into, whatever that item is.
So there should be a line item for horseshoe pits?
No, the horseshoe pits would probably just go under the general, because it's not specific to like a membership, for example. Or like, with the American Legion, they have a gaming license, so that kind of has to have its own clean line, bucket, if you will, so that they can show, this is what we donated to, and this is what we're using this for, so.
Yeah.
But, I'll let you look at this, Lindsay. But until I'm able to sit down with her, because they've been so busy and haven't been able to, this report is not accurate at all. So, and they know that, so that is something that we're gonna work on. So I can look at it and see, I don't know how much the horseshoe pits cost.
That's what you were asking for.
Yeah, because I haven't seen, I wasn't here when the horseshoe pit, or the cost of that, so I don't know how much.
I'll bring you the specs for it in the
Okay.
budget. You were here. For the horseshoe? Yes, you were here. You sat right beside me.
But yeah, so this is just, again, to kind of go back into the phone call and some of the information that she's gonna bring with her, so. But then we will continue to work on looking at some of the stuff on the 3-year, for example, we've already added a bark park or dog park. Phase 2 walking trail, are we done with that? Phase 2 or?
Where do you see phase 2 walking through? Oh, yeah, we're done with that.
Okay.
And yes, we did add lighting.
Yeah.
We have Christmas lights, we have solar lights,
Yeah.
along the second path.
Yeah, and then a farmer's market, I don't know if that, I mean, I think we talked about maybe including that. Right,
It
for
was
the garden.
included, it was to be in the, open field as you come into Princess Lakes, that, it's on the right, and there's a side yard road that goes by the yard, and we were gonna put the farmer's market there. And Greg Sellers had asked me to design and go forward with it because, we don't wanna mow it anymore. And then, Anthony didn't want it. But the farmer's market is still a good fundraiser, and it gets the whole community involved in so many ways, and we can incorporate the garden, the trail, and our vendors.
Is that the one, is that the same as like the lady wanted to do eggs and candy?
No, she certainly could be included in that, and that would give her a perfect opportunity to sell her eggs off of her front
Where is
porch.
that?
I used to do that here too.
Yeah, I know.
I was
here.
Where did you say this one? Or where would it be? Like
Well,
you
for
said?
instance, right now, there's a for sale, RV for sale parked in that.
Mhm.
That's what you're talking about, right, Kim?
Yes.
Yeah.
You go liquor store, take a left, and you'll see
Oh,
a
that
field
half circle?
with a
Half
half
circle.
Yeah.
which would have been perfect, because parking, you could just go round and round.
But I don't
Is that
think
the
that's, it's
controversy?
not ours.
It is.
It's not. The Johnson County, I verified, and so did Phil, it's not ours. But the council voted to continue to mow it, even though I did not vote to continue to mow it. But it was voted on, it's not ours, and they want to continue to mow it, even though it's not ours. I don't know why.
So coming into town looks better, maybe?
I mean, I get it, but that's another issue. But it's not ours. Phil and I have both verified with Johnson County, but they won't mow it either.
No.
No, they won't. So, yeah. I know. But, I mean, I love the farmer's market idea. I love it. We could still have it. I think that we should have it. I love that idea.
At Chuck's Pavilion.
Yeah, yes, here, whatever, yes, I completely agree.
But there are a lot of other farmers markets that you would be competing against.
That's all right.
Yeah, I mean, but we have to use what we have. I mean, we can't, I say you guys can't let competition or whatever else, because they look better, they're, have dedicated space or whatever, keep you guys from doing
But
things
when
like
would we have it? Who would be staffing it? Would we have enough volunteers? There has to be people here to help with,
Well, that's what
Different
the
things.
discussions,
Right.
were about the
Yeah.
first and second year.
Right,
How to
yeah.
accomplish all that.
I wasn't here,
I
so I
know,
don't know.
But
So-
those discussions are out of the way. We have a plan.
Okay,
So the paved,
All right.
okay, so let's go back to, let's just knock this out really fast. The paved surface in the trail, I do remember this. It is like really, really expensive, and I think we were looking at, was it AARP grant or something? There was a grant we were looking at to help with that.
with what one?
It was the trail to have it paved.
Because I know AARP had, for the longest time, they had pickleball money out there.
Yeah.
And as far as I know, nobody had applied for that.
Well, Catherine, we both applied for the Johnson County Community Foundation, and So we have to be coordinated on the grant money, because I
Yeah.
think we got rejected.
Yeah.
They got annoyed because we had both done it, but there was paving information in that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so,
what happened to our 1 hour meetings?
I know, I'm trying.
Okay.
So as far as, you know, any of, somebody's calling, whose phone is this?
Mine, sorry.
But yeah, so as far as like, you know, the planning, that we just, you know, continue to look at these things, a lot of the stuff that I knocked off this list,
Jim brought.
so that's good. And then we just continue to work towards some of these goals. But I do know, there are some grants, and I think I listed them out on our last meeting. I think Kathy, you were looking at one of them.
Yeah, I'm on target. I can't remember the name of it, but you told me about it. It's, application starts July 1st. It's not one of these. It's not through the Johnson County Community Foundation. Those folks frustrate me, and every non-for-profit in Johnson County. I mean, I went to the initial meeting and it was standing room only.
Oh, gee.
Everybody.
Was it the mental health programming grants?
That was not it, but I think we need to talk about trying for that one with the Terra women and
Yeah.
et cetera. And of course, the unrestricted community needs, but it needs to be a coordinated effort.
Mhm.
So I won't apply for it without talking to you,
Yeah.
and you don't apply for it without
No.
talking to me.
No.
But the one that you told me about, gosh darn it, it was like I want to say highway department, wasn't it? Something to do with the highway department?
Could
It's on my desk at home, calendar to apply for it. Where am I? July 1st was that. So,
That fly
yeah,
mark
I know
thing.
there's grant money out there. We keep trying.
Well, one of the
Yep.
reasons why, like I know like to pave the trail was so costly. And so that's why we changed the name to Wilderness, because we knew people couldn't go back there. And we knew that.
It's NDOT.
Yeah.
Yeah, July 1st. And it's just talks specifically to what our needs are. So we should try to get
Okay.
that one.
Okay.
It's on my calendar to try.
A lot of the things though we should be proud of. I mean, we've hit a lot of the things that are on like the year 1, year 2. The additional playground at Robertson Shea was done. You know, the layout for the route addition for the trail, that was done. And then of course, we had on here that we were gonna do like physical fitness stations and stuff like that, but it kind of went, I think we like looked at it, but then weren't sure, and it just didn't really happen.
Well, that one over in Camp Atterbury didn't go over well.
No,
The
yeah, and they took that one out.
Stathams.
The workouts.
The whole liability issue.
Yeah.
Somebody doing
Absolutely.
something and gets hurt, then
Yeah.
who's responsible for that? So
They
then
have,
you have to get, waivers signed before they can do it. And that's what I heard about that one closing. It's
Yeah.
too costly for liability.
Pickleball courts, I know, I've looked into grants for that and it's so expensive. I mean, to do the pickleball courts, I would love to have one, because Tim would be happy to, with his group, because he wanted one, but they are really, really expensive. Like, they are more expensive than the basketball court.
We
Which
drew,
is
we
crazy to
put
me.
one in our driveway. We just drew it.
Yeah.
Well, there's painted ones down at the park, right?
Well, they're not regulated, is that what?
Ours
Is that
is-
what it is?
Ours is regulation, and maybe the basketball court could be turned into one? I don't either. I don't know.
Okay, so other than that, we'll just continue to look at these. The festivals on here, we've met that. Phase 2, we've met that. Lighting on the trail, the dog park. I mean, there's a lot of things to be really excited about, and we'll just continue to add to it. That's kind of the point. All right, so the only other thing is to add to our plan. I do want to get with maybe Erica or somebody to do a survey monkey, because we did one before out to the community, but I would like to do that again, just to kind of get some feedback on, you know, now we've done all these things, what else do you want to see, or what else would you like to have? So that's all part of the long-term planning. For park board funds, which was at the bottom, that was the last thing. That's just something I've already reached out to Erica and asked if she could go through and get me some updated reports. Basically, I can't give out the financial information until it's fixed.
Good enough.
That's it.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank
That's it.
you.
You're welcome.
Meeting adjourned.
That's it.
My battery's dead, so I think it's time we quit.
So.